So, I want to discuss emotional neglect. What is emotional neglect? Like, a lot of people don't know what emotional neglect is. I didn't know what emotional neglect was. So, emotional neglect means not meeting your child's needs. So, a parent can give you everything. A parent can give you clothes, feed you, cater to you to that level financially, but it doesn't mean they're emotionally connected to you. It doesn't mean that when you cry or when you cry as a kid that they'll come to the aid of you. Excuse me. It doesn't mean that when you really need them, when you was at your crying days, that they came to your aid. Now that can play with you on so many levels. Like some people don't even know that they was emotionally neglected. And it may not be your parent fault. They may have never received it themselves. And they probably thought by feeding you and clothing you that was enough. But that's not enough. You have to validate your kids. You have to show them that you care about them. You have to show them that love, that connection. And so many people go without that. So many people goes without that emotional component. And then they wonder why, as they're getting older, they don't have no emotional connection to things. They don't feel connected to their parents. They don't feel connected to the universe. They don't feel connected to themselves. They constantly are looking for validation in all the other places when validation should come from within. But if you never received that as a kid, you don't know what you're lacking. Just because a parent, bought you clothes, bathe you and dress you and fed you, it's more than that to raise a kid. It's about showing up. When that kid is crying, it's about understanding that kid's feeling. Validating, their accomplishment, making them feel worthy, making them feel loved. But if a parent never did that to a kid, then that kid may grow up to feel emotionally neglected, detached. Now, this in itself is another trauma. Now, a lot of people may not want to face it, but it's definitely a component. As for myself growing up, I had mostly everything. I would say that I was well off. I had clothes on my back, I had food, I had running hot water and things like that. But my mother was never emotionally connected to me. I never felt completely connected to her. Um, but that's also because she's not a person that's emotionally connected. She never said, I love you, Melissa. Oh, I think that you're beautiful. You can go far. She never validated me. She never made me feel complete. So I'm constantly looking for validation, constantly looking for love in all the wrong places, because I never felt validated. I never felt her love. To this day, our relationship is still strange because I never felt that love from her. I don't even know what that feels like because, yes, she calls me and stuff like that, and she does try, but when I needed her at times and stuff like that, she definitely wasn't there, and she made certain as a kid that my needs were met, as in clothes, food, bathed, stuff like that. Yes, but not emotionally. If I cried, if I wanted to talk to her, those things were like shut off for me. Um, my accomplishments, she didn't really understand. She was not really appreciative of things like that. So I grew up with a sense of always needing validation, always needing to seek for love, always needed to seek for understanding. You know, I I never knew, that existed until I was going through my own emotional battles of what I lacked. Like I never felt self love because I don't know what that felt like. How can you reciprocate love if you never really received love? And even if I discuss this with my mom, she'll probably be like, oh, you're making up stuff. It's all in your head. So it's kind of hard to even address the issue, especially when you have a parent that doesn't want to validate or, validate your feelings. And sometimes you don't always need them to validate because they may go through their own emotional battles that you may not know. But I just wanted to let you know that emotional neglect is an important component, and it does happen to a lot of people. That's basically when your parent or whoever your guardian is does not meet your emotional needs. Just because they meet your financial needs or your hunger needs doesn't mean that they meet your emotional needs as a child. As kids, we need our parents for everything, to constantly validate us, constantly tell us they love us, constantly show us appreciation. But if your parent never did that for you as a kid, then you're going to grow up not being completely connected. You're not going to fully feel valuable. It's just, if you grew up with emotionally detached parents, and unfortunately, when you're not emotionally connected, you can't feel anything, happiness or sad. You don't know those components because you're not emotionally connected. And even if you do feel happy, you may feel like you shouldn't feel happy. But just wanted to give you some tips on different things, and I'll be checking in every periodically. Share more stories, more information, and leave a comment or subscribe. And I'll be checking in soon. Bye.